In the Know, a radio program talking to the newsmakers in Ogle, Lee, DeKalb counties and beyond, keeping you in the know. Here's your host, Charles Van Horn.
Good morning and happy Sunday. It's another edition of In the Know, and spring, even though the weather isn't always cooperating, is going to be here before you know it. In studio, Rochelle Mayor John Bearrows. Good morning.
Good morning.
And we talk about two seasons in Illinois, winter and construction season, and Rochelle is certainly true to form. You guys have blowed up the downtown area, to put it bluntly. You guys are going to have orange cones and flags and lanes and all sorts of stuff. Now, we've been talking about this project for years, it seems like, and now shovels hitting the dirt. And I tell you, that stage, the size of that stage is coming to shape already.
Yeah, it's really coming along, and this is kind of, as you say, it's been a long time coming, but this is going to be a great addition to the downtown area, and we've always said as the downtown goes, so goes your community. And, what we're hoping to do is create a gathering spot to be able to bring people downtown. As you said, there's a lot going on. The alley in the 400 block of Main and Lincoln, all those wires and poles and all that stuff will be gone, and everything will be placed underground. If you drove by there this past week, you saw that there was a house just east of the fire station that the city purchased. They got that taken down on Monday, I believe.
Yeah, that's the second house there in that corner, because there were two houses there.
So we're going to make that into a large parking lot there as well, because obviously parking is an issue downtown. So we're trying to get that in place so that when we tear up the parking lots behind those stores in the 400 block between Lincoln and Main, we'll lose those parking lots during the construction period. So hopefully that, I call it the fire station parking lot, will be finished. That's going to pick up quite a few spots. I know Sam Tesro, the interim city manager, has been talking about changing some parking on Lincoln Highway in the 400, 500 block of Lincoln Highway to try to gain a few spots. There's a whole lot going on.
Yeah, follow the signs carefully. Some streets might even be reconfigured a bit, too, changing some stuff to a one-way temporarily. And the important thing is you can always get to the downtown from Lincoln Avenue, as the electronic sign says, or Lincoln Highway. You can always try to make your way to the downtown area. I guess the key is going to be for the summer of 2026, not only for shoppers, but for business owners, is patience.
Yeah, it's going to be a little, I don't want to say, it's just going to have a few hurdles we have to go through to get this project done. And, as a reminder, I think this past week they put up signs, too, that say you can enter the businesses from the Lincoln Highway side rather than come in from the back side because, and I want to thank the businesses down there. Charles, they've been great to work with. Our staff has had meetings with them kind of going through this process so that everybody's kind of on board with what's going to happen. This is their livelihood too. So we want to make sure we don't adversely affect our businesses as best we can. And I know Michelle with community development and Sam as the interim city manager have both met with business owners to kind of keep everybody on track with what's going on. But the end result, there may be a little inconvenience as we move through this. I say may. There will be some inconvenience. Yeah. But at the end of the day, when this is all done, this is an incredibly amazing project for the downtown area and for the community in general. We have that stage, and our hope has always been that we can have some things going on through the summer and the evenings that it creates a place for people to gather, bring the kids, just kind of make it a family event, Not necessarily a great big fair, but, the other thing that when this all started, we had a grant from the state of Illinois, and the state of Illinois did not issue the grant in the timely fashion that we thought. So we had planned on being done with this project by now, honestly.
Yeah.
And with the delay in receiving the funds under the state guidelines for these grants, we could not start the project until we actually had the money in hand by the state. So we were delayed almost a year. And so now we've got it on track, and we hope by fall of 26, this thing will be done or getting very close.
And let's talk about, you said talk about patience from the business owners and from shoppers, but let's talk about also the community festivals and community organizations that do so much for the city of Rochelle. And it's another year of, again, patience from Fiesta Hispana, Cinco de Mayo, Lincoln Highway Heritage Festival, all those events that were known to be focused downtown. They're inconvenienced by this, and they're going to have to show some flexibility.
Yeah, and, I'd give a shout out to the Flag Rochelle Park District, who was very good to work with the Heritage Festival Committee to once again have it out in Atwood Park. We heard mixed reviews. Some people really liked it out in Atwood Park. Some people felt it should be downtown. And unfortunately, it's not an option because we're going to have open trenches. We're going to have all kinds of construction going on. There's a safety factor that we had to look at. And, of course, Sam brought that up. Sam Tessero brought that up in one of our meetings we had with the Heritage Festival Committee. We just can't expose the city to that kind of liability. 4 or 5 foot deep open trenches. Mm-hmm. There's a sewer project going to start on 4th Avenue this summer. That street, 4th Avenue, will be closed completely. So, it's very hard to, when you do these projects and you're in the main hub, if we were trying to do a project out at 20th Street and 8th Avenue, it wouldn't affect as many people. But when you're in the main hub downtown, it takes a lot of coordination. And, Tim Isley has done, worked on with Sam about trying to get cones and signs and guide people, and so everybody kind of knows what's going on.
Speaking of adjustments, on a different note, some city offices and the like were moved around a little bit too, just to get them out of the downtown area.
Well, and that's right. And really what happened was the Rochelle Police Department was kind of busted at the seams, and they needed to expand into a portion of City Hall, which was where my office and the city manager office is located. And so they moved upstairs several weeks ago, a couple months ago. And then I just relocated over to the office just off of Council Chambers, and then Community Development upstairs, and the Building Department, Michelle Peace in Community Development and Jeff Starr with the Building Department, they relocated down to the campus at 1030 South 7th Street, which is the former Johnson Tractor. So all the phone numbers, emails, all that stays the same. It's just their actual location. If you have to meet with the Community Development or Building Department, you have to go down now to South 7th Street to meet with them. They have much more space down there, and that whole complex has been undergoing some restructuring. They've got some nice offices, some nice meeting rooms. The really good thing about the campus is that as you have a project come forth, many times you have to have a place where you can bring everybody together. Yeah. Now, all the key players and the stakeholders in the project are right there together, and they've got a smart room with a smart board and TVs and monitors, and they can put the project up on the wall, and all the key players are sitting around the table. You don't have to say, well, I'll go check with them and I'll get back with you. They're all right there to make a decision, so or at least come up with a plan. So yeah, very, very good move. Both Michelle and Jeff have moved down there this past week, and like I say, all the phone numbers stay the same, but the location is just a little different.
Well, who wants efficiency in government? That's preposterous, sir. Because, again, government always seems to turn their wheels slowly, but progress being made in regards to relations in the state and IDOT. I talked to Sam about that not that long ago, talking about the famed intersection of Jones and 7th and 38 and 251, that menagerie. I saw some patching was going on out there to smooth things out a little bit, which is nice.
Yeah,
keeping the hubcaps on the cars.
State of Illinois was gracious enough to allow us to help kind of maintain some of their road. Of course, we don't get any revenue for it, but they allowed us to maintain their road in that until it's fixed. And actually, that's been the case for many years, that we're allowed to go in and patch holes and stuff, but it's not our road and we don't get paid for it. But, it's something we do because that intersection, as you said, that's a very, probably one of the roughest intersections in town. And a lot of things, one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that intersection has the most infrastructure in that intersection of anywhere in town. It's really kind of a hub where all the stuff I know Adam talked about. There's a water main that's going to have to be completely removed or moved, and there's fiber, there's everything runs through that intersection. And one of the IDOT meetings I was at with Sam Tessero was they talked about how they're going to actually raise the elevation of that intersection. I thought they said about 2 feet. And so that's going to relate to how do we handle the water.
Yeah, drainage especially.
Yeah. And so now we're talking with IDOT about using a portion of the old Hickory Grove site as a retention pond area for that intersection to alleviate the flooding for businesses right in through that section.
That sounds like a project that's not going to get underway this year, for sure. The interchange switch up there at I-39 and 38, that is getting underway. Looks like they've made good progress there.
Yeah, they got a good start last fall.
If anyone wants any free busted up concrete, I think it's there for the taking.
Yeah, they really got after it last fall, and that's going to be. And I have to say, at first when I heard about it, the very start, probably a year ago, and they were talking about it, I just couldn't get my head wrapped around it. But now that I have gone through a couple of those interchanges, once the lines are marked on the road and the signals are in place, it does allow the traffic to flow much smoother, and it's a lot safer because nobody's turning in front of traffic. That's the big thing.
And hopefully we avoid tragedies in the future. Mayor John Bearrows, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Glad to be here. Appreciate being a part of it, and thanks for all you guys do to keep our people informed. All the Let the People Know shows, or In the Know shows as we call them now. People get a chance to hear about all different aspects within their community, and we just appreciate everything your station does.
Well, thank you so much. Ashley Richter, Executive Director of United Way of Lee and Ogle County, with us this morning. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Adult prom is coming up. It is a fun way to raise funds for United Way, and you guys are doing it again coming up soon.
Yes, we're so excited. We have our adult prom fundraiser. It's coming up Friday, March 6th, and that is going to be at Stronghold in Oregon. And we're really excited to be back for a second year of the event. And this year, our theme is A Night in Hollywood.
So dress up, be fancy, and relive those high school moments, maybe with a little less stress. But definitely wear your top hat and tails, maybe, or however fancy you want to get.
Yes, we're excited. It's always fun seeing what people wear to the event. Whatever you're comfortable in, we always want to say, you can feel free to dress on theme, but if you're the type of person that's like, I don't know what to wear, I don't have anything in my closet, don't let that stress you out. We still want you to come to the event and just have a great time. All the funds we raise will stay in Ogle County, and we're excited because those funds help us support our community grants program. So this last year, we were able to support 26 local nonprofits in Ogle County through those grants. So we're really excited to be able to, fundraise and work hard to raise community dollars to help support these local programs. So a great opportunity to get involved and have a fun night, all while supporting, a good cause and United Way and our community grants.
Can you get tickets early, or are they available at the door?
Yeah, so we are trying to sell tickets early. So we have tickets on our website, uwogle.org. We have tickets. You can buy an individual ticket for $50. We are doing a discount for a couple or a pair. Will be $95 for 2 tickets, or we have a table of 8 for $350. So, with those tickets, you get access to the event. We have a red carpet when you get there. We'll have a photo booth, a photographer to get those prom photos. We have a DJ, so we will have dancing, silent auction items, raffles, a dessert dash. But then also with your ticket, you get heavy appetizers and a drink ticket for that night. And it's just going to be a really great time. So we hope everyone comes out and can, bid on items, win some raffles, and just have a fun time with your friends or family, coworkers coming out. And we are extending the event till 10 o'clock, so it is from 6 to 10. They kind of similarly to like a wedding reception, if it, we are done with our auction and raffles and it's, 8:39 and you want to head out early, you can, but we are extending the event till 10 p.m. this year so people have extra time to stay and mingle and dance. Because last year I felt like when the event ended at 9, we just really wanted a little more. We were all having so much fun, so we are extending it and just adding that extra time to just be there and dance and have fun. So yeah, definitely check it out and get your tickets ahead of time. We are over 50% sold out, so we do have a few tables left, but definitely would recommend getting those tickets ahead of time.
Thank you so much, Ashley Richter, Executive Director of United Way of Lee and Ogle County. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this week's In the Know. The program returns next week at this time with another great conversation with someone from your community.